Hello, beautiful people. I'm here. I'm still alive, and a lot has changed. I'm still going. I'm in a room now. Roof, come here. Say hi. Come. Roof feels in good spirits. My boy. What a journey it's been so far. And I'll start by saying it's not over. It never is, you know. You never reach that destination. That's why they say, don't worry about the destination, enjoy the journey, because as long as you're living, you're on that journey. So by not enjoying the journey, you're not enjoying life. No, the last thing I heard from me, that you heard from me, and that I heard from me, was, I'm in Brandon, Manitoba. My car tire blew up, and it was sent to an impound. I couldn't get it out. I spent the last of my money on actually this exact same room that I'm in right now. I was put in. So very interesting to the point I'm trying to make about cycles and breaking cycles. Right? Last time I was in this room, it was like, this is the last room I'm gonna see for a long time. I spent my nights in a 24-hour Tim Hortons, and my days I spent in the local airport, which is not 24 hours, but it's a spot where I could go and sit with my dog and sleep in the chairs there without anybody giving me any problems. I'm very thankful to the manager of that airport, who also offered to give me rides. Anytime it was closing, he would drive me back to the Tim Hortons that I was staying, or he would drive me anywhere that I wanted. He said, where are you going? Let me know and I'll drive you there. And the beauty of this whole experience is the amount of people that I met like this, right? It's almost like I asked God if there's more people out there like me, right? And I say, right, I've said it in previous videos, like, you ask God for strength. You don't wake up like Peter Parker and Spider-Man. You don't just wake up with muscles one day, right? You ask God for strength. God makes it hard for you to wake up, to get out of bed. And you have to, you have now the opportunity to exhibit that strength by getting up, getting out of bed. Right? So I asked God, are there others like me? Because in the world I was in, the cycle that I was in back home, I felt like I was alone in the world. So it seemed like in order for me to find the people like me, which I've found so many of you, there are people online, people who now follow me, I follow them. I'm talking to people on the internet, on social media, like I've known them for years. We're talking like we're friends forever. Right? We are bearing our souls to each other, some of our deepest fears that we are so uncomfortable sharing with the people around us. I am sharing these moments and they are sharing theirs with me, and we've never seen each other before. We've never physically met. And yet there's this level of comfort that we have with each other where we can share with each other like this. Right? And along the way, I'm going to get emotional at many points during this, right? But it goes back to when I was in Terrace Bay, Ontario. My dear friend, who I would consider my best friend, my true friend, a true friend in this world that I have nothing but love for. When I was leaving Terrace Bay, to continue with this, I won't call this whole thing a journey. I'll call this, what did I call it before? A quest. Because the journey is the overall, right? The journey's never done. So when I was continuing with this quest, leaving Terrace Bay, she said, I got a blanket for you in my car. Go get it. And with that was a card with the most heartfelt message and an envelope of money. And this isn't like, I put it this way, if a millionaire gives you $20, if a millionaire gives you $20 and not and sorry, if you receive $20 from a millionaire, or you receive $20 from someone who's living life day to day, bill to bill, living on their next paycheck to paycheck, the $20 that you receive from the person living paycheck to paycheck means so much more. You got to think about what it means for that person to give you that. Now, it was more than $20 that she gave me, but I'm just giving you an idea, right? A millionaire gives you $20, you're like, thanks, right? They go on with their day. For a person living paycheck to paycheck to go in and give you that money, holy fuck, my heart, more and more I feel like the Grinch. Not that I hate Christmas, although the last couple of years I have. This is the first year I've been really looking forward to Christmas in this new mindset of mine. But I felt like the Grinch in that every single day my heart keeps growing and growing. And from there, the other people in Terrace Bay, the way they looked after me, it's like I didn't have to ask for, they just knew. Moving forward to, going into Winnipeg, arriving here in Brandon, right, where every stop that I made trying to figure out what I'm doing, what can I do next, the way they were like, sit here as long as you need. Do you need anything to eat? Do you need this? Do you need that? People offering me as much as they can offer, and offering me the support that they can as much as they can. And me being the way that I was, it's okay, thank you, oh my God, I do my best now to take when I can take, or take when I should, and I don't turn down offers just because I look at it, people see me for what my situation is, and it was just that, I asked God, do other people exist in this world like this, like me? So, God had to put me in a position where He gave me positions where I could see these people, that they do exist. Right? People going above and beyond for me. One of the manager here at the enterprise, when I was stuck, and then my insurance claim was getting denied for no reason. They wouldn't give me shelter. They wouldn't give me a car. And they wouldn't pay for my car based off one picture of a tire after it exploded. It's under investigation, another investigation. But he offered me to give me $50, and he sent me an e-transfer, and of course he sent me $100. And then he left because he was done his shift, and he came back, and he had all this dog food and dog treats for Rufio. And I thought it was the most beautiful sentiment, like, So I guess the idea was, hey, if you want to meet people like you can't meet them in the situation that you're in. And that's why I was sent on this quest, this journey within my journey, where I had to experience poverty at a new level, right? No shelter. And where it was, I'm able to live in my car and sleep in parking lots. And then, okay, well, I'm not meeting people like that. So let's take the car. Now we force them out. I was forced out into the world, into the cold. And I was forced to make decisions, And I found myself in a new cycle, right? This cycle of Tim Hortons at night, making videos, or just eating and, watching videos, trying to survive until it was survival mode, until I could go to the airport to sleep, and then sleep at the airport until I got to go back to Tim Hortons. And then I caught myself in this cycle where the manager of the airport, God bless him, he kept coming to me with, this is options. These are your options. These are your options. And all I could think was, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. And then that's when it clicked into me. When he offered me again, I'll drive you to Tim Hortons or wherever you need to go in town. And that's when it clicked into me that I was stuck in another cycle. Right? I was stuck in this cycle now. Like, what was I going to do? Just keep doing this loop between Tim Hortons and the airport, Tim Hortons and the airport until what? Until I go viral? And just hope to God that I go viral? What happens when I can't pay? And this is my head now overthinking, but like, this is the necessary conscious thought of like, what happens when this cycle breaks itself? Right? So you have the choice to break cycles, to go on the path the way you want to, or cycles might break themselves or amplify themselves into bigger cycles. Because what happens when I can't go to that Tim Hortons anymore? What happens when my cell phone bill is too high and I can't pay it and they shut off my services? What happens when it doesn't, like, I can't charge my devices? What happens when all these things happen? That would just amplify me into a whole new cycle, and to a point now it's like I can't even call anybody. And the big thing is there were many times in this quest, in my journey, within my journey, where it was like, I'm gonna call my parents. And I've always decided that no, I can't do that. I can't risk my mental health. I can't risk the progress that I've had. And it was the thought of, oh yeah, they'll offer to pay for me, and they're gonna make me come home. And they're gonna say, we'll pay for you, but you gotta come home. And then it becomes the same old thing. I have these old feelings of, we'll do anything for you as long as you do what we say. And that's what I was afraid of. But I decided then and there at the airport, when I was offered that ride again to Tim Hortons, I decided, all right, it's time to break this cycle. So I left the airport, I walked. I started walking towards town again. And I passed this little convenience store where I bought a pack of cigarettes, and I was just, I posted a video about quitting. And it was like, that's it. And you know what? I need them. Not that I need, but I want them. Right? Because it's like, did I quit cigarettes? Did I quit smoking because I thought it would lead me to, spiritually, if I do this, Spirit's going to be so happy, and then they're going to, I'm going to go viral and all this stuff's going to come my way. But I proved a point to myself that day when I did go a long time without it. And I know what it is, why it is that I smoke. And again, it's not about, it's about being aware of it, right? I know the root cause of why. And it's okay as long as I'm aware of it. And I'm not doing it to mask, to hide, to bury those feelings right now, right? So I broke that cycle by walking to that store. And, you know, of course, Rufio, he gets attention everywhere he goes. You know, I think he's a big guardian angel for me himself. Because for those who might look past me, you know, he brings them towards me, right? Because on the surface, I don't look like your typical guy who needs help, right? I don't look like necessarily that, but then Rufio, you know, brings them in, and then they get to talk to me, and then they can see, and I don't even need to say much. But I met these two people who worked there, and we were just talking. I didn't say much. I just asked where, you know, if there's any cheap motels, and the lady offered me, she goes, there it is, yep, no problem. And I started walking. And it was really cold as I was walking. And then I heard screaming from behind me. And I turn around, and it's that lady in her van. And she said, do you want to ride? So, you know, the old me probably be like, no, I'm almost there. And I'm like, thank you. I accepted it, even if, you know, it was right up the road. And she said, I don't usually give rides to strangers. Right? But she had a feeling. She had a good feeling, and she knows because she was in a similar situation. And she told me that, you know, she was once traveling around and she was hitching rides. So I asked her, you know, she gave me the information that led me to the question. Because I knew she had something for me. I knew she had a message for me. I'm breaking the cycle. This is someone completely new. This is something new. And she mentioned getting rides. And I said, oh, that's interesting. I was thinking about approaching a bunch of truck drivers, you know, and just saying, you know, trying to see if any of them will take me with them. And in my head, I've had to think, I've thought about this already, you know. To do that would just be to delay the cycle. I was trying to get to Calgary, but what happens when I got to Calgary? I would just be in the exact same cycle, just in a different location, right? What changed? Why would Calgary change the entire situation? I would still be homeless. I would still be struggling every day with money. It was like I thought, oh, well, the longer I could go, the better chance I have to go viral. But it's like, you know, viral is not, I can't control that. That's out of my control. And yet I'm trying to. I was trying to control it. But it's what she said. When I asked her that question, she told me, yeah, I was driving, you know, this person gave me a ride. And then that person told me, the truck driver told me that, hey, we're heading back the other way. So you're either coming with us the other way or you're staying where you are. And then she said, I called my mom, which has been the one that I've been typing in that number and then deleting it. I could think of 3 times offhand that I've done that in the past 2 weeks. She said, I called my mom, and it was around the holidays, so it was around exactly this time. And she said, she told her mom, hey, I'm heading back this way with the driver. And her mom said, fuck that, you're coming home. And her mom did everything for her in that moment, to get her home. And that was my sign. I knew she had a message for me, and that was it. It was like, I'm so scared. But I've been saying in my video, my messages is we can't isolate. The people who do this work, we isolate, we run, and we hide from the people who were afraid that they're going to hurt us and bring us back. And this is my point here, right? If you look at like movies, TV shows, and just in general, people in the world, you know, when this type of thing happens, And they call their parents and they're like, what do they do? They're like, I'm sorry, please bring me home. Please help me. I'll do whatever you want. And we do that because we think that we're not going to be accepted. We think we have to do that. We think we have to play into their ego. Excuse me. We think we have to play into their ego and in turn destroy our own so that we could get the result that we want. And this was my challenge. My challenge was, I need to face my past now. I need to be able to be in whatever situation, anywhere in this world, and prove that I can be myself, that I can stay true to myself. And what better way to prove that than to go to the situation that, I'm not going to say broke me, because that's the misconception right there. That situation didn't break me. That situation built me. That built me into whatever it was that I didn't want to be. I broke me. Deep within, I broke me. I broke that version of me that was built over 35 years that I couldn't stand, that I couldn't be. By fighting back, I broke me and I rebuilt me on a brand new foundation, on a brand new house, which is me, on a stronger foundation. And I can still see all the cracks because I take pride. I want to know those areas. I want to know what hurts. So I called. And I didn't apologize. And I'm not going to. I am not sorry for anything. I'm not sorry for leaving. I'm not sorry for fighting for myself. I'm not sorry for breaking these cycles. And the beauty of it all is they didn't put me in a situation like that. They just, what do you need? What do you need from us right now? They wanted to know about where I've been. It's funny. The conversation that I was having with my dad, I couldn't expect, but I gave them the chance. I didn't just assume that they needed their egos fed. I didn't just hop into the conversation like that. I gave them the chance to show me who they are, how they've learned from the situation, if they have, or whatever. I just gave them the chance. I didn't offer them the opportunity to continue on like they are, or I didn't force the idea that they got to continue to be this way. So I did not cry. I did not apologize. I just said, hi, how are you? I love you. I just said, I need help. And this is what I need right now. And they have. That's why I'm back here. Okay, back in the room that's kicked off that cycle. Now this room represents a new cycle. A new cycle where I'm not afraid to ask for help when I need it. A new cycle that challenges my darkness, challenges the darkness that built that old version of me that I did not like. That's how part of me always knew at some point that I'd have to face that. And I felt like, the times where I typed in that number and I deleted it, I think I knew within me, like, I'm not ready. I think that's why I deleted it. But I did have I told you I had those moments where it's like it became less of thinking with my head and more of thinking with my heart. And it's all about balance. So for me, it's been a journey of balance, dark with light, balancing the dark with light. Here we go again with this. If you've seen that video, you know. Balancing dark with light, balancing sadness with joy, balancing war with peace, balancing cold with warmth, balancing balance, right? Subconscious with conscious. It's like my brain is one. It's like the subconscious and conscious work together now. Whereas with ego is doing the job it's supposed to do. It's not overbearing on the subconscious, right? And then the final thing was balancing mind with heart, because I was constantly leading with my mind, constantly leading with thought. And I learned, and as I say that, I'm getting like a little pain here, because like the Grinch, it's growing another 3 times, right? So I had the fear that if I had, those thoughts were popping in my mind. If I call home, that's the end of this. That's me giving in. That's me giving up. That's me going back. And then I had thoughts of, what if I turn back into substances? What if I turn back to those comfortable addictions? And it's like, what if? It's like, and then I had to say, stop. That's the past. I am not my past, right? And that's how I'll know if I'm losing. And I'm not going to say if I lost, because as long as I'm alive, I don't lose. As long as I'm learning, I don't fail, right? You can't call something a failure if you learn something from it. That's a success, right? So yeah, oh, you built a business. I'll speak for myself. I built a business and that business went down the tubes. You failed at that business. No, I learned valuable lessons. How can you say I failed when I learned such valuable lessons from it? And I don't care what you think, right? You could say I failed all you want. And that was the other thing, is I don't need to, these are my challenges that lie ahead. I don't need to convince my parents of what I feel. I just need to feel. I don't need to convince anyone in my life of what I'm going to do next, or what I'm doing, or what I choose to do. I don't need to convince anybody that what I'm doing is right. I just need to be. And I will be. I will continue to be. So the journey continues. And I'm not stopping. I started this thing. I'm not stopping it. I'm on a mission. For what I've seen. I asked and God delivered. I asked, are there more people like me out there? And God sent me on this journey. And I've met people. Some I met in person, some I met online. And if anything, it's just like it blew me away. Shadow. It's a Peter Pan. What I came to learn is that a notification just came down for a YouTube video that said, hold on, it said, you're not broken, there's nothing to fix. Right? And it's another thing that I've come to learn here is like all the different messages like that, right? The messages from these, like the various tarot readings and mediums and what's it called? Channelers, with all these messages. And it's like, we get wound up sometimes because we're like, I did that. Oh, what the fuck? Like, why is this message saying that I'm still feeling this way? Oh, why? And we get upset and we say, oh, I dealt with that. Why? But then you have to sit back and realize that I'm by myself here watching a video, and I'm getting mad at someone somewhere for giving a message that is pissing me off. Right? And it's like, why are you telling me I haven't dealt with that? And that means you got to wake up and go, no one's telling me that. I'm watching a video and now I'm upset. So that's me triggered. I'm being triggered. I'm triggering myself. So there's something more there. We make our reality what it is, right? There's so much more to this world, and everybody, we're all there, we're all on it, and it's not a surprise. It's not a coincidence. There is no such thing as coincidence. It is not a coincidence that more and more people are talking about how the energy in the world is shifting, right? And this all started coming about, or maybe it's been like this for a while. I don't know, but I've been watching these messages. I've been watching these channels for quite some time, and they were all different. And it wasn't until I started my journey that I started to see the messages are changing now, right? And the messages are saying, like, people are waking up. They're saying, you don't realize how many people you're helping, how many people you're helping without even knowing it. And I would stop and think, and it's like, even though I'm not seeing it, my energy is out there. And then, I said, if one person were to be struggling to get out of bed, and if they just got out of bed, that energy gets amplified and shoots out into the world, shoots out into the universe. And now maybe another person got out of bed. And now maybe the person who got out of bed yesterday sat down and had breakfast. And now maybe the person who did that 3 days ago pulled out a piece of paper and drew a picture, did some art, did some poetry, wrote some poetry. And it just keeps stacking. It snowballs, right? It's a snowball effect. A lot of videos point to how negativity outweighs positivity. You're more likely to be affected by negativity is more likely to affect you than positivity, right? If you sit next to a negative person, you're more likely to have they're more likely to have a negative impact on you than you are to have a positive impact on them. You know what? I'm not going to say that's wrong. I'm going to say that's true for the world that we lived in. And we're proving that wrong starting now. We're proving that wrong. We are showing we're just been outnumbered. The negative people have outnumbered us. And that's why it wasn't about negativity versus positivity. It was about fitting in. It was about not being outcasted socially. That's why. When you look around, you go, they're negative, they're negative, they're negative, they're negative. If I'm positive, then I'm going to be alone. That fear drives us to go, I'm going to be negative because I don't want to be alone. But now we're changing. So when the positivity, and the negativity is the outlier, watch the change. And watch how much bigger it amplifies. Because I'm challenging. It ain't negativity. Negativity is not, it's just it was the masses. Negativity was reaching the masses. We're changing that. Help me change that. And I ain't quitting. Sure, I asked for help. That's what I needed to do. I struggled to ask for help. So by asking my parents for help, I leveled up again. A new form of level up. Now comes the real test. 33 minutes. Now comes the real test. Well, fuck the real test. I'm not going to downplay all the old tests. Now comes another test. Right? God, give me the strength. Holy fuck. I just imagine God up there going, this guy, he wants the strength. And we keep putting, what do we have to do for him? Because we got to go harder and harder and harder and harder. And 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And it's like, you can't kill me. You can't stop me. Give me the strength. Sometimes I feel like a psycho the way I laugh like that, but it's like, keep going. Here we go. And it's like, okay, you know what? Give him the fucking strength. Take away his car. All right, I'm going to live in a Tim Hortons. Give me the strength, God. Fuck, take away Tim Hortons. There's the airport. Give me the strength. Okay, take away the airport. This is what it's like. It's like, and I had to keep going, and I kept asking for strength. So it's like, what else can we take from him? He doesn't stop, and I won't. Because I love myself too much to stop, and I love people too much. I couldn't stand the idea of living in this world alone, that I have to go find the others who are like me. I love people too much that it's like, no, I won't live alone. I ain't going back to who I was. I'll tell you that much, because that version of me won't last very long. So I love myself too much to go back to that version. And I love people too much to be alone. So I'm going to find the people like me, and I'm going to change the world. And I can't do it alone. So when I say I'm going to change the world, I started by changing mine. And I'm out here sparking light. I got so much light in me. I got so much light. I ain't afraid to give and share. So that's what I'm doing. I'm out here sparking light, sparking the light for those who are lost in the dark. A lot of people still have their light. I'm here to breathe air into that light, to build it, right? So I'm not just sparking light. I got a lot of different ideas of zodiac signs of who I am. I was born Aquarius, which is like, Aquarius is an air sign, feeds air into fire, right? It's also the water bearer. But I had this idea somewhere along the line. I was like, why I'm starting to see, before when I was starting out, it was like, my feed was just Aquarius, because that's all I watched. And then out of nowhere, like, I didn't click the other signs, but out of nowhere it would say like Leo, Gemini, Scorpio. And I thought, what the fuck? What's going, like, why are these coming up now? Did I watch all the Aquarius ones that YouTube doesn't know what to give me anymore? Which could be true. But it was like, no matter what sign it was, I was like, this is still a message for me. And I came to the conclusion that I was like, wait a minute. If I consider, we call them level ups. There's different ways that people call it: level up, awaken, time jump, shape shift. There's all these, they can all boil down to the same thing, right? And the idea is, rebirth was a big one for me. So I was looking into, my past. I was self-reflecting, and I was going, every time if I feel like I've experienced a rebirth, that means there must have been a death, right? And you'll see this a lot come up in tarot, the death card. Somebody's going to die. And I started interpreting to that as like, not a physical death, somebody's not necessarily. The death could be just a part of you that you've killed off, a part of you that you didn't like, a part of you that was forming a negative characteristic, a negative trait, a negative identity that you didn't like. You killed that part off, and then you've been rebirthed. So I started thinking to myself, you know what? Over the past year, I've had multiple of these within months. Every month I at least had one, and I probably had more than one. So that's when I realized, if in myself I had a death and a rebirth every month, that means I was born in a new month, and that means a part of me was born in a new month, which means I have a new sign that attaches to me. So I became more than just an Aquarius, right? Anytime I experienced a death and a rebirth, I was born again. A part of me was born again. What's my sign there? Oh, it happened in August, early August. I'm a Leo. That part of me is a Leo. Oh, that happened in November. That part of me is a Scorpio. I'm totally hoping. I don't really know if those are right. I'm assuming they are. I think they are. But you get what I'm saying, right? And it's like, once you realize that there isn't just one journey for you. There isn't just one message for you. The message is there. It's all of them. We embody all of the signs. We embody all of the messages. We are not just the messenger. We are the message. I am the message. I am the messenger. I am the giver of light. I am the light. I am the dark. I am the light. 40 minutes on the timer. And again, I say those because it means something to someone. Someone out there seeing those numbers, it's gonna mean that might mean nothing to 90 of you, and to 10 of you it means something. So for the 10 of you that it means something, that's for you. Yeah, so here we go, baby. I'm breaking this cycle. I'm getting out. I'm breaking out of this cycle. Bigger, better things always coming. That's what I'm saying. Bigger, better things always coming. Same way, right? Maybe I need to ask God for something else now, so that God stops fucking putting me in these bad situations and putting me, again, it's me. I'm asking for it. So I'm telling my subconscious mind, again, I'm pointing back here. I'm just scratching my head. I'm saying, give me the strength. I'm subconsciously saying, I need that, right? That means subconsciously, I am putting myself in these positions because I'm saying, give me the strength, and I mean it. And my subconscious is going, he means this, he wants strength. Like, could I have stopped somewhere before my tire blew up and rested and maybe avoided that situation? I don't know. Could I have went home weeks ago and I would have avoided that situation? It's not the point. Right? I was living in the moment, doing. It's about getting out of your head and having your head and your heart working together as one. Your body working together as one. Can't stop me. So wait, I remember what I was gonna say. I was gonna start a new question. I'll think about it. I'll think about what exactly I'm trying to manifest here. But it's not so much anymore, God, give me the strength. Because I have the strength. Right? So maybe it's, God, let me use my strength to help. Let me use this strength to help. And now I'll find those situations now. My mind is going to lead me to where I need to go to use that strength. I'm not looking for strength anymore. I have it. And if I need it again, I'll ask for it. But right now, I'm feeling strong. So, God, give me the opportunities to lend my strength to help others. To help others help themselves. Give me the strength. Not give me, see, I'm doing it again. Give me the opportunities to utilize my strength to help others find theirs. Right? I'm not saying I'm here to help you that you need help. I'm here for you to strengthen yourself. I'm not better than you. You're not better than me. Comparison has nothing to do with it. But hey, I wasn't afraid to ask for help. I was so afraid to ask for help. But God gave me the strength. Gave me the opportunity to face a fear. What was my deepest fear was that if I ask for help, this all goes away. But now it's on me to prove that just because I ask for help, just because my parents are helping me, just because they're helping me get through this situation, does not mean I have to go back to the way I was. That's what I'm here to prove. I'm here to prove that it does not end with that. I'm going stronger. And I'm not going to stop. Love, light, and peace to all of you. I love you. And I'll see you soon.